Hey y'all, Lisa Davis here, and I want to read to you this letter I just got in the mail because this is, without the CFPB, we're going to start seeing a lot of bait and switch. We're going to see a lot of false advertising, and it's all going to affect you, how you manage your money, how your credit is going to be rated, and how you're going to be able to have good credit versus bad credit. I need everybody to understand it's time for y'all to take accountability for y'all credit and stop relying on apps, somebody to tell you who to pay. You got to know that if you borrow money, you got to pay it back. But anyways, the letter I got in the mail today said that contact our offices today within 10 days of receiving this notice regarding the adjustments to your credit account. If you've had Bank of America, Citi, JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, American Express, Capital One, Discover, HSBC, Target, GE Money, if you have an account with any of these other lenders or other lenders, you may be entitled to a settlement of your outstanding balance. That's a fucking lie. Failure to respond in big letters. Failure to respond. They make it seem authoritative, but it's not. Failure to respond and making your minimum payment, that already is misleading and bad advice. They're saying if you fail to respond to this letter and continue to make your minimum payment, by all means, always make your minimum payment. The thing is to not get into so much debt where you can't afford to make more than the minimum payment, especially right now in this administration where lenders are now able to charge you whatever they want to charge you with no repercussion. I will continue. Failure to respond and making your minimum payment will likely result in interest accruing on your unsecured credit balances at an unreasonable rate. That is how credit is set up, especially if you have like a subprime credit card. A subprime credit card or a predatory lending credit card would be a card that is issued by third parties that represent the Bank of Americas, the Cities, the Chases, the Discovers, right? So it's a no-name bank. That's what I'm talking about. It's a no-name bank, MasterCard or Visa, that you've never really heard about, but they offered you credit with a high interest rate. If you make minimum payments on a high interest rate, yeah, you will have that credit card forever because the way they amortize it means that they've had set it up already where it take you about 30 years to pay off by paying the minimum payment because it negatively amortizes. Don't worry about the terms, but understand this is how credit works and it's not a problem. It is better to make your minimum payment and have it negatively amortizing versus stop making your payment, because what this is that debt collection services that they keep advertising like it's a United States of America plan that's free and that benefits people, and it doesn't. What they're going to suggest you do, so it says again, failure to respond and making your minimum payment. Why do they say that? Because they want you, if you agree to their terms and you agree to work with them, they're going to have you stop making your minimum payment. Why do they do that? So that you can go delinquent and be in default so they can settle your debts. Why do they want to settle your debts? Because then they can get a settlement for less than the full balance that is owed. Can they settle debts on a credit card that you're making payments on? No, you cannot settle a debt if you're on time making your minimum payments. You must be in default. You must have ruined your credit, and you must look like you can't afford anything so they can go in and negotiate on your behalf. Is it worth it? No, because when you ruin your credit, it takes you 2 years max to get back in line just to start working with a credit builder account. If you're on time, do not stop making your payments for any debt consolidation services. It's not necessary. The real debt consolidation services will just give you a loan based on your credit with a lower interest rate and consolidate your debt. The fraudulent debt consolidation services that are coming at you like it's an American program, like it's a good program for all Americans, is the ones that tell you to stop paying on your debt. These are fraud. These are scams. These ruin your credit. If you find that you're in such a bad position where you cannot afford your debt and you're overextended, then file bankruptcy. But do not do debt consolidation. Number one, it's not guaranteed. Number two, they're going to make you ruin your credit in order to go through with their services, and they can't even guarantee you that they're going to be able to settle all your debts. The thing says that the program examples, they estimate if you have $17,000 worth of debt, they could settle it for $7,800, and they can get you a proposed payment for $218, and that program would be 12 to 36 months. There is no guarantee that any of this will work, but the main thing that does work is they make you ruin your credit in order to try the program, and it's not guaranteed, and it's not a government program. So if you see these things for the debt consolidation services, throw it away. Do not use it. If you are in trouble with your debt, talk to somebody that can help you figure out a budget. And then if you're way overextended and you lost your job, all the people that have lost their job, file bankruptcy, get rid of your debt. Getting rid of your debt by bankruptcy gives you a fresh start. It is the law, and it is better than carrying over debt without a job that you can't afford, that you're going to try to figure out how to make it work. By the time you figure out how to make it work, it's going to be 2 years anyways. You can file bankruptcy and buy a house in 2 years. You can file bankruptcy and buy a car the next day. Stop thinking that bankruptcy is going to prohibit you from getting what you want. That's it. Lisa Davis, Trusted Banker. I'll talk to y'all later.